You guys can't say my hair doesn't look good. If you love God, you're gonna comment that my hair looks good. God's watching you right now. You want help. Just kidding. Okay, bro. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Rico. And if you do know who I am, if you've seen me before, welcome back. So today, I kind of wanted to sit down and have a chat with you guys. So for the past few months, I've been going through a lot. Yeah. For the past few months, I've had a couple of friends and strangers and family members who have messaged me and called me and asked me hey, I'm going through this, I need some advice, or hey, I'm not feeling well, do you think we can hang out? And I'm kind of feeling like a therapist at this point. No shame to everybody who's asked me, because that makes me feel good about myself. Dang, people can confide in me and have comfort in talking to me. I kind of wanted to talk about I guess you can say depression. I'm making this video because maybe there's people that need the advice that I've given to others, or it just feels good to sit down and talk to somebody about maybe you don't have parents to talk to stuff like this about, or siblings, and fortunately I do have that. So I kind of want to share my blessing that I do have parents that I'm able to talk about these things with, my siblings. I'm able to talk to them about it, friends and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to make this video to reach out to those people that don't have that, and kind of talk about how I deal with I guess you can say depression, how I deal with depression, and how I kind of help myself find happiness. Because people go through tough times, and it can get really hard, and some people don't find a way to get out of that tough place, and fortunately I have. So I kind of want to share my experience and kind of my advice of what I've learned. So yeah. So the first thing that I like to tell people whenever they're Christian, how do you stay happy? How do you have this such a happy energy? How are you always happy? I've always gotten that, how are you always so energetic and so enthusiastic, and I just can't see you sad. You're so happy, you're so funny. And believe it or not, the funniest person in the friend group is probably the saddest person too. We be making y'all laugh and all this. We get home, we hit the bed, and we're damn, we're over here crying our eyeballs out. The first thing I say is try to find multiple outlets that make you happy. Meaning different things that make you happy. For example, for me, things that make me happy are going to the gym, making YouTube videos, making TikTok videos, cooking, painting, reading outside, going for a walk, stuff like that. So whenever you find yourself in a sad place, you can go to those, and it's important that you find multiple outlets, because for me, sometimes when I'm feeling under the weather, I'm you know what, I'm gonna make some TikTok videos, and then I set the phone up, or let's make YouTube videos. I set the camera up, and I'm but I'm not even in the mood. I just don't even want to do it. Now if you don't have multiple outlets, then you're kind of stuck. You're now what I do. But if you have multiple stuff that make you happy, for example, if I'm dang, I'm not even in the mood to make TikToks, let me go cook something, or let me go to the gym, or if those don't work, I'll go outside and read, or if that doesn't work, I'll play video games, or if that doesn't work, and so on, and you're bound to find something that kind of gets you out of that sadness, I guess you can say. I think another thing that really helps me maintain my happiness is socializing. I feel we're all human, and we need to interact with other human beings, whether that's just talking to them, hey, how was your day, eating with somebody, or FaceTiming with somebody, playing video games with somebody. But having a social interaction with another human being does a lot. That's one thing that I've also realized. I feel it does a lot for our mental health, interacting, socializing with other human beings. And going back to finding different things that make you happy, kind of have one that is productive. so you can have that feeling of accomplishment. Because one of mine is cooking, like I said earlier, and like cooking gets like stuff out of my head. Like I'm concentrating, like I'm crafting something, and then at the end, like it's rewarding because I'm like, I just cooked like this meal. It tastes good, and you feel good about yourself. You know, kind of funny stuff like that. A big thing that also has helped me is going to the gym, because, for example, me, I don't want to say I used to not like my body, because there's still stuff that, like, you know, we're always like, oh, this could be better, this could be better. But I wasn't feeling so good because of how I looked. Like, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, dang, like, you're kind of letting yourself go, Christian. Like, what's going on? And that brought my self-esteem down by a lot. So like, and that tied to like making TikTok videos, and I would like place the camera on and I'm like, yo, like, why do I look like that? I look so, como usted dice, not so good, you know? And like that was kind of blocking my outlet of happiness, you know? So like going to the gym is another thing that would kind of be like productive, because, you know, you're being healthy, you're getting more fit, and you feel good about yourself, because that's something that has brought my confidence up a lot, going to the gym. Like looking at myself after the gym, I'm like, okay, like my little conejito is growing. And yeah, so I recommend, you know, finding a buddy and going to the gym. Shout out to Heidi. And yeah, it feels good whenever like you go to the gym and kind of motivate yourself to like stick to a routine. Like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. Like, and finding a routine is something else, you know. Like my routine consists of going to the gym in the morning, coming back home, eat some breakfast, go outside and read for at least an hour, showering, obviously, well, sometimes, like going to the park or cleaning, going to work, etc. And kind of having a routine really helps a lot, because you feel like, oh, I was able to do this every single day. Like, oh, I'm keeping track of everything, and you feel accomplished at the end of the day. Everything kind of ties into like having, like, being able to find different outlets that make you happy, because at the end of the day, you're making yourself happy, if that makes sense. You're able to make yourself happy, because the next topic that I want to hit on is like, it's an amazing thing to be in a relationship and finding another human being to love you and, you know, bring comfort and everything, but it's also not healthy to depend on another person for happiness. What I mean by that is like solely depend on them, you know, because having a partner is an amazing thing, but it's not healthy to depend on them for your happiness, because the moment let's say like you guys break up, they're gone, and like there goes the only thing that made you happy, you know. So it's important that you're able to make yourself happy, because no one's gonna love you the way you're gonna love yourself. That self-love doesn't compare to any other type of love. I feel like depression is a common thing, but it's not really like talked about within families, I guess you can say. I feel like it's not common in families to sit down and be like, hey, like, let's talk about depression. Like, it exists, and kind of have that open conversation with families. And I know that in the Hispanic community, it's not really talked about, whether that's from my experience or from my siblings' experience or from my friends. Like, I've asked them, like, do you guys even like talk about like, oh, I'm sad, or like I'm depressed and stuff like that with your families? And like with my Hispanic friends, they're always like, no. Like they're like, ay, es que ponte las pilas, you know. Or they'd be like, when I was your age, like I wasn't depressed, I was working. And I don't know, I just feel like in the Hispanic community, it's and maybe it's in like in other communities, but from my experience, like I know that like that's not really that common. As common as it is to be happy and, you know, feel this love and stuff, it's also common to feel sad, and it's okay to be sad. You just have to know how to deal with sadness and be prepared for that battle, because we all go through a lot, you know. And an important thing to know is that, like, I feel like the brightness is going on. Hold on, let me change something. Okay. Hey, the brightness is a little better. Hey, there's always light. No, wait. I'm making your day brighter.
Why did I say that? I'm so stupid. That just gave me depression, like damn. But I fixed my camera. Well, I fixed the lighting, and now I'm gonna talk about how you're not alone.
If there's anything, I know what I was gonna say. It's that like you're not alone, and then like you're never. I don't want to be like you're never gonna be alone, but like legit, you're not alone because you can always talk. I know there's a lot of people go through a lot of certain situations where it kind of feels like you're alone or like nobody really cares, but I promise you, there's like teachers that care about you, family members that care about you, friends that care about you, coworkers that care about you enough to take their time out of their day to just sit down and be like let's talk about what's going on, you know? Because you know, life is precious, and like you never want to lose anybody to depression because well shit, that's another topic, but yeah, you're not alone, and if you feel alone, you can always hit my DMs and kind of ask for advice or rewatch this video. You can always message me on Instagram and talk to me about your situation. I feel like I don't want to be like I feel like I've been through everything, but I feel like I have a very open mind and can always give advice and help people with what I know from what I've experienced or what my parents have taught me or life has taught me in general. I think that's all I have when it comes to how I deal with stuff. But you're welcome to message me on Instagram and we can chat. But as for that, the sun is going down. I'm about to make myself some rice and chicken and finish this movie and go mimis. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Be kind and do what makes you happy. I love you guys. Oh, another thing, hugging people. That I've if my coworkers from my old job see this, they will vouch for me that I'm always like 3 hugs a day. Well, 3 hugs a day will make you happy. I'm always hugging people. Last night I was hugging my brother, like my cousins, like everybody at the house. I was just like I was hugging them and it felt good, you know. It's just that like another sign of love to it makes you feel good and it brings happiness, or at least it brings happiness to my heart. I'm over here hugging people and everyone's like, girl, get the fuck off of me. But anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys next week, and I hope you guys have a blessed week. I love you guys so much, and bring it in, un besito.